What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? It's Moban Kiki, aka Joshua Myers or the Kaizen Creative. And today I am just working on my comic. And I this is the dang, I don't even know which page this one is. This one's page, let's see. This is my 14th page of my comic Osmodius Part 2. And well, let me just tell you something. This comic has been putting me through it, but I have been getting at more of a steady pace as of lately, just because of the fact, I've been staying consistent with it now. And, um, you know, I just been really trying to get it done. I've been having more motivation to get it done because I got this convention coming up, but more on that later. So, that's what I'm working on. You might be wondering why I'm doing this traditionally. Most people do theirs digitally nowadays. And well, this this paper that I'm using is the Kansen paper, and it's the Kansen Graduate, the manga edition of it, and the size of the paper is literally like manga paper, and that just happens to be the same size of my book. So I thought it was perfect to do when it comes to sketches, because I find that when I'm doing sketches in digital format, I end up zooming in too much and focusing way too much on the fine details and not just getting the overall concept that I'm trying to convey. So I chose to do this traditionally because, I can't zoom in. And, that answers for the pencils. Why am I inking this? Why am I inking this traditionally too? Knowing I'm going to be fixing it up digitally. Shoot, might even be re-inking it digitally completely. Well, for that, it's more of I want to treat these inks as like refined pencils. Like when it comes to comparing it to the thumbnails that I have here, because I want to have a good idea of how it will look in black and white by the time I do it. Minus the tone, since I don't have any toning paper. Not traditionally. I've never done that traditionally. I do want to try that. Excuse the cars if y'all do hear that. I'm sorry. It's hot. You feel me? I need some air. And yeah, so that's why I'm doing these traditionally. When I tell y'all, it helped get a lot more stuff done in a quicker amount of time. Like, y'all, I highly recommend doing certain parts traditionally if you find that you take forever doing certain steps when you do it digitally. But yeah, so I am going to be redoing my inks in a digital manner, but this is just to be like a template for how I think it should look, and whatever whatever works is what will stay, and whatever doesn't work is what I'll change. And I often do change panels and things of that nature when I do get into digital, because I'm like, this pose could be better, or I could be showing more right here. And yeah, like, does it slow down the process at times? Yes, but I care about the quality of my product at the end of the day. So that's what matters. Now, what materials I'm using? I'm using these these hybrid pens and some brush pens and some fine liners, the Winsor Newton ones. I don't really like the Winsor Newton ones, so you see that I really didn't use it much at all. And the only reason why I don't like it, they smear, and to me, they don't have a consistent ink flow for a long enough period of time. So either the ink is coming out or it's just the pen nib. I prefer the what's the name of it? The Copic ones. Now, that's all I need for here because I'm inking. And yeah. Now, I'm gonna be doing 23 pages of these. Now, is that 23 videos? No, I don't think so. Because I didn't record myself doing each and every one of these. But I did record myself doing a good chunk. Plus, I did like 10 pages digitally before I decided that I needed to do the rest traditionally before I can just convert it and, do the little fix-ups that I need to do. But yeah, that's where I'm at so far. Now, you might be wondering what's happening on this page. So, Asmodeus is using his death stick to seal his enemy into the death stick because it's the only way that he can actually win this battle. Is it going to work? We'll see. But I'm already seeing now like what's working and what's not working while looking at the playback of the video and recording this audio, because like I don't think that the idea is being conveyed the way I really want it to be. So I already have like a good idea of how I want to fix these things when I do switch to digital. And if you're wondering what digital software I use Clip Studio Paint. I have the EX version of it. I believe it's the EX one. But yeah, so I wanted her to be like jumping out. I want her to feel like she's jumping out at you. But also like she's like behind the glass and like, like she's pressing onto the glass. And I want that because of the fact she's getting sucked into the death stick. And I think the idea, like, it makes sense on here, but I think it could look better, if you get what I mean. If you think it's working, let me know. But personally, I'm going to make some changes. But yeah. Now, he did have her stuck in this, like, dome for a second before he did it. And because, like, of how powerful she is, and he's trying to make sure that she can't get away, She had possessed this girl Zola's body, and he has to get her out of Zola's body so he can get Zola back into her body. So yeah. Now, I've been working on these quite consistently. I want to finish it by the end of June. How likely that is, I'm not sure. But I want to have this book out for Atlanta Comic Con because I'll be there this year in July. I believe it's the second or third week of July. I want to say the third. I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head right now. But this book is a long time coming, y'all. Like, a lot has gone on since the first one. And, like, it's due to a lot of those reasons on why this book took so long to make. Like, I had a good amount of it planned last September, and I was working on it. Then some life stuff happened. I had to take a break. And then right after my little break, I got into Inktober, made my Inking Under Pressure with Tim Bevins. And matter of fact, I'm shouting him out right now. Shout out Tim Bevins. If you want to check out any other creators on here on YouTube, check him out. Creatures by Tim. I'll have him down in the description below. But yeah, I had to get to working on that, and we had to actually like compile the book itself in November so we could have it ready for GalaxyCon Columbus, which was it was the second week of December, So we had quite the time crunch between that. And ever since then, like, I've been planning for other conventions, and I had started my YouTube journey. I had made my website. Like, it's a lot for one person to do, y'all. Not gonna lie to you. But it's getting done, and I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor at the end of the day. And that's ultimately what matters to me. Now, I told y'all when I want that done, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what else I got to really say on the outline. I find myself to be a concise speaker, so I find it hard to make long content videos because I really don't like to yap all like that. Or at least I be feeling like I really don't have that much to say, even though I know I got something to say. It's not formulating in this brain, y'all. Um, but yeah, I guess I could tell y'all about my Patreon. I got Patreon now at Mobon Kiki. You know, you can find me at Mobon Kiki on everything. But if you want to support your boy and help me, you know, just make more videos and just show support for the art, be able to see behind the scenes stuff for, you know, videos like this, or just seeing a bunch of, I have such a big backlog of stuff, y'all. Like when it comes to the drawings I have, I put a whole lot of my, um, what's the name of it? My sketches, a whole bunch of sketches on there, y'all. A whole lot, because I've been drawing for over 10 years now. But let's see, I went to school for it in college for at Columbus College of Art and Design, and that's when I was really like taking it serious because I took a break during high school because of sports. I was trying to lose weight and, you know, make friends, yada yada yada. But yeah, if you want to support your boy, my Patreon will be in the description below also. And yeah, I'd like y'all to let me know, like, what do you want to see in this comic making process? What parts do you want to know about for how I do it? Like, do you want to know how I come up with my panels, or how I write my script, how I write my outline, how I decide on what the page is going to look like at the end of the day? It's a lot of things that can go into this. So yeah. And also, I can show y'all like other things that I'll be adding to the book, because though this book is going to be 23 pages of story, there's going to be more in terms of like what it took in order to get everything out. You know, I want to show y'all the process. I want to show y'all the inks, the pencils, everything before I get to the lettering process. I want to show just some character art. I also want to tease the next book that I'll be working on, which is also related to this story. Matter of fact, I can get into that right now for y'all, just because I love y'all so much. And if you're still here, I appreciate you, because I've been seeing the engagement on my YouTube videos. It's not too good yet. We're trying to get up there. So if you listen, I highly appreciate you. I hope you stick around. I hope you're enjoying this content. Hope you like listening to me yap, even though I'll be finding it hard to find the words to say and what I even want to talk about at times. Now, hold on. What was it? I lost my train of thought. Hold on. I got to pause it. All right, I'm back. So the next story that I'll be working on is going to be a prequel to Asmodeus. It'll be about his brother Ramiro, the previous Grim Reaper. And if you have gotten the chance to read Asmodeus, he's the current Grim Reaper. He's only the Grim Reaper now because his brother passed away. And the mantle goes up to the next of kin. And as long as they're a Reaper. And in my story, like, the title Grim is what they get once they become the Grim Reaper. Reapers themselves, after they die, they cease to exist. So, yeah, we get to see what Asmodeus was like, at least somewhat, in Ramiro's story, because we'll see his journey, what he was looking for, and, you know, the little expedition he went on with my other character, Clay. And, well, when I tell y'all that one's going to be a long story, like, it's definitely going to be longer than Asmodeus, both of them. Because the first book was, what, like 12 or 15 pages? One of those. It wasn't that long because I made it during college, and it was my first time making a comic in that sense. With like a whole bunch of panels and things of that nature. But Ramiro's going to go on this adventure, and he's a lot more outgoing than Asmodeus is. Like, he's in it for the thrill. He loves traveling. He loves being the Grim Reaper. And, like, he just has this this very big appreciation for like life and the wonders that come with it. And as he's looking for this object, he has to get through like a bunch of traps and things of that nature. Think of like Assassin's Creed, or like the little Assassin's Creed missions in like the desert. Which Assassin's Creed was that? Which one was that? Origins. Origins, when you just be out in a desert and you find like these random structures. You could even be going in like some tombs, and you'll find a whole bunch of, it'll be like little traps here and there, and you got to keep going, keep traveling, get through all of it to find the thing you're looking for, whatever that treasure is. Well, that's what Ramiro's doing. And as he's doing it, him and Ramiro end up, not Ramiro, Ramiro and Clay end up fighting this guy that I named Zahavi. I also have a picture of him, but he's going to get a redesign. So if you find a picture of him, you did not see it. You did not see it, y'all. He's going to change. He's going to change. But yeah, Zahavi ends up getting this object right before Ramiro. And as Ramiro is doing all of this, like, he gets mad. Because, like, bro, I got through all those traps, did all this just for you to steal it right before I can grab it, bro. And then, well, this object activates some powers. I'm not going to tell y'all what the powers are yet. And, well, it doesn't end well for Ramiro. And, like, the fight's going to be great, for sure. I actually made a storyboard on it when I was still an animation student. I took a storyboarding class right before I had switched to illustration. And I'm, like, using pieces of that, but I'm making it even better. Like the same way I did with Asmodeus, because I had a few with him too. But yeah, doesn't really end well. We'll see Asmodeus finding him, and yeah, that will lead into the segue of like what I have planned after that, because after Ramiro's story is done, I want to get back into Asmodeus, and like he'll have a new design in terms of like his clothes, and I actually want to make him look even more like a Grim Reaper, just without the skeletons, unless I use like, some things that symbolize them. Maybe he uses like a skeleton mask or something. We'll figure it. But he ends up having some modifications because of his fight in this very chapter that you see me working on. But yeah, Ramiro's gonna be quite the guy to watch, and by the time I finish that one and I work on the next book, Asmodeus is going to end up trying to track down the person who did, do everything to Ramiro. So he's going to try to find Zahavi, and, for vengeance, because he's the reason why his brother is gone. And obviously he's going to find him. I don't know where he's going to find him yet, but we'll figure it out. And I don't think it'll be like that straightforward. I do want to have like a detour or two, and like maybe it just leads into them finding each other, and it's like, boom, I gotta get you, bro. And the funny thing is, like, Asmodeus isn't really like a man of vengeance, but he is when it comes to his brother. So like outside of that, like, he's teaching other people like it's not the way, but he doesn't want to be other people's example, because he knows deep down in his heart, like, he feels the same way. He understands it. And like, in my head, I do want him to give Zahavi a fatality, but should I? Because it's like, I could make Asmodeus like a little bit of a hypocrite, But at the same time, it's like, why would I let Zahavi live? Let's be honest here. Like, this goes back to like a Batman and Red Hood type of thing. Even though Red Hood could be doing a whole lot more. Like, to me, he definitely should have went after Joker. He should have ended him. And yeah, that could have been a whole thing. Because at the end of the day, Batman's still gonna accept you, bro. Like, you still part of the family. Um, but like, yeah, like even like Deadpool at the end of the first movie. I hope y'all watched the first one, cause yeah, no spoiler warning, and like it's been years since that came out, y'all. I was I was still in, I think, middle school when that hat came out. I'm 22 right now, just to drop my age. But yeah, like at the end when he ended up talking to what was his name? What was his name? Colossus. And Colossus was trying to give him this speech and he like, forget all that, bro. Boom. Just erased him. And well, Osmodeus might be taking a similar approach. Obviously without that type of artillery. But yeah, I have a lot planned for this story, and it's like I was gonna drop it not too long ago. So it's good to know that I'm having more ideas I generate for it, and that, well, I didn't stop it because I have a whole nother story I want to make. I have two other stories I want to make, but I'm mad about one of them because the person who, well, no, I had a, I'm not gonna drop the name, but I had this idea for a comic when I was in middle school. I had the name for it and everything. The name was perfect. And y'all know when you have a certain name, you don't want to change it, even if it is like a synonym to said word. Well, there's a comic out now that has the exact same name, and it's not even about the same thing. Like, bro, I still want to use the name. I need to see if they trademarked it. Because I want to use the name, bro. It's a whole different thing, bro. I just want to use it because it's perfect for the story I had planned for it. But yeah, I haven't even made those characters like known on here. I had a whole bunch of drawings of them when I was little. But that's the that's the thing when it comes to creating things. Like, you really want to make it before someone else can take it from you. Like, whether it's the name, the type of story it is, the ideas that you're grabbing from, like, whether, no matter where you are at in like your story or art journey, like, make that product so it's yours. Make that product, y'all. All right, now we done talking about the comic stuff at the moment. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. Like, it's good. It's a good pastime, y'all. Like, when I'm not working on my book, I'm playing Marvel Rivals or I'm at work. One of the three. um, if not those, then I'm applying for jobs and conventions, things of that nature. But that's another story. Marvel Rivals is so good. It's so good. And I've been lately I've been maining Magic, uh Johnny Storm, and Moon Knight. And I actually prefer Moon Knight the most. Then I actually found out I was pretty good with Magic like a week or two ago. I think a week ago. Time is going by fast, y'all. And when I tell you, it's just such a good game. Like, and they're adding all this stuff. Like, you could see the love for the game, for Marvel, for these characters in here, bro. And I'm hoping they add certain characters in there because I want Ghost Rider. I want even though we got Venom, I want Carnage. I want Carnage, y'all. Just give him a different moveset. And don't make him a tank. And then I also want dang. Ooh, Killmonger would be a nice addition. Maybe. Doom, they need to hurry up and add him on there. I know they're going to eventually. They just need to hurry up with it. Um, who else? I know they're adding Phoenix or, Jean Grey. They should totally add Cyclops. They should also add Jubilee. Um, Iceman. I want to see Iceman on there. Who else? There's a lot of people, y'all. Like, um, mm, dang, I'm empty-headed right now, y'all. Let's see. Hold on. I got y'all. All I gotta do is see them. So I'm looking them up real quick. So I also want to see. Beast might be a good addition. I really want to see Nightcrawler though. Nightcrawler would go crazy on Rivals. Like, I think he can move like a bit like Magic in terms of like the teleporting, but he's using his what's that fencing sword that he uses. And then like we could also get Cyclops. We could get, well, I already said Cyclops. Sentry could be a good addition. Cable would be nice. I want to see Deadpool on there. Elektra and Daredevil, actually. I want to see both of them on there. There's a lot of people I want to see on this game. And the fact that they're going to be releasing a character pretty much like every month, that's crazy, y'all. Like, what other game's doing that right now? And like, the game's still pretty good quality. Like, I'm obsessed, y'all. I'm obsessed. Shoot, we could even get like Captain Marvel, Spider-Woman, like, you know which Spider-Woman I'm talking about, the one in the red. I'm not talking about like Ghost Spider or any of those other Spider-Sonas. Though they could do like we could get some more villains in, y'all. Like, I want Thanos. Like, imagine his ult is him getting the Infinity Stones and whoever is in his proximity disappears. Like, just instant death. It'll be like fighting Psylocke. Like, it's overpowered, but bro, it makes sense for his character. Domino could probably be nice. Gambit would be amazing. I need to see Gambit on there. Y'all. There's a good roster of Marvel characters, and like there's just a lot of possibilities for this, bro. Like, imagine like a Mystique on there too. There's a lot that can be done with that game. It's an amazing game. I've been staying up to date on it. I haven't been playing rank as much. I've been doing a lot more quick play. I'm more of a casual player, but I'm still reaching for, high scores. But yeah. If you are enjoying Marvel Rivals at the moment, let me know. And let me know who your main is. Shoot, that'll let me know that you got towards the end of this video. If you got to this part of the video, let me know who your favorite Marvel character is and whether or not they're on Rivals. And if you are playing Rivals, who's your main? What is your rank if you play rank? And what's your favorite game mode? And like, how many characters do you think should be on there? Like, no matter what, that they haven't announced yet. Which ones are they? But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. I appreciate y'all for sticking around. I'm Moban Kiki, aka the Kaizen Creative. You can also call me Joshua, Josh, whichever one you prefer. I have a Patreon with a backlog of my content if you want to support me at Moban Kiki. I'll have the description in the link below. And yeah, this was me inking. And obviously you see me doing this spiral with that what is this stuff called? That Pro White. That Daler Ronnie Pro White. Real good, y'all. Highly recommend it when you wanna add to your pictures, especially if you like filling in your blacks the way I do. But yeah, peace out, y'all. Have a good one.